For over a decade, he was one of the finest speedway riders in Poland. But then an accident changed the course of Rafal Wilk's life forever.
One day I was a prominent sportsman with a promising career ahead of me. Then all of a sudden it was taken away.
However, in the years that followed, Rafal embarked on a new sporting career as a hand cyclist, and today he's a two-time reigning Paralympic champion. Rafal's remarkable sporting story begins in the Polish city of Rzeszów. He grew up watching his father compete for the local Speedway team and soon joined the club himself, proving a natural at the sport. As he reached his teens, Rafal was establishing himself as one of the best young riders in Poland, not only on the motorbike, but on the mountain bike too. When his father was killed in a car accident, he made a vow to honour his dad's memory.
As my dad lay in his coffin, I whispered to him, saying, "Dad, I will be the best one day." Back then, I thought that would be in Speedway. I didn't think that within a year I would be the Polish amateur champion in mountain biking, but that's what happened.
Following on from that success, Rafal's Speedway career really began to take off. He joined the KSM Krosno team and became one of the most exciting riders in Poland, a country where Speedway enjoys huge popularity. But on May 3rd, 2006, when he was aged 31, Rafal collided with the fencing during a race in Krosno and was thrown off his bike onto the track. Unfortunately, he was then hit by a bike that was being ridden by one of his teammates. It was immediately apparent that Rafal's injuries were very serious indeed.
I remember lying there on the track, asking people to straighten my legs, because I felt that they weren't straight. But they were straight. At that stage, I just hadn't grasped the severity of my condition.
Rafal's spinal cord had been torn apart, and doctors had to act quickly on site in order to save his life. They were then able to move him to a hospital in nearby Tarnów, where he required more surgery and began his rehabilitation. Rafal's longtime friend Janusz recalls the events.
All of us who know Rafal didn't for 1 minute imagine that he wouldn't recover from this. No one. But it was a scary time. I remember getting the news and then jumping in my car and driving straight to the hospital. Rafal had just undergone very complicated surgery. Together with his family and friends, we waited to find out what the doctor had to say. The diagnosis wasn't easy to listen to. However, when he regained consciousness and we went to visit him, he reassured us that he would deal with it and that he would get better.
For Rafal, the diagnosis that he would never be able to walk again was incredibly tough to take. As a man who'd spent most of his life pushing his body to its limit, adapting to his new life was hard.
I remember sitting in the wheelchair for the first time while my brother was pushing it. Tears were falling from my eyes, and I told him that if this is how it's going to be, that if someone has to push me around in a wheelchair, then I don't want it. What came next was just months and months of laborious rehabilitation. I look back on that period as the beginning of the longest race of my life, one I'm still trying to win, and I'm doing well so far.
With the latest cars designed for people with Rafal's disability, driving is one less challenge to face. Always determined, his fighting spirit came to the fore just 5 months after his surgery, when he surprised his doctors by informing them that he was going skiing.
I used to ski before the accident, and skiing after it gave me hope that just because I was in a wheelchair, my life wasn't over. I realized that there were still things that I could do. I didn't have to stay locked up at home and give up sport. It was great to ski again, especially as I used to be a ski instructor, and I still am today. I'm still teaching people how to ski.
It was a personal tragedy because sport was everything to him. Physical activity defined who he was, and it gave meaning to his whole life. Everything he did revolved around sport. But at the same time, following the accident, sport became the perfect cure for him. I know that sport was the cause of him losing his health, but on the other hand, you can say that it also helped him to overcome things and get his life back on track.
With the support of his friends and family, in particular his mother, Kazimira, who Rafal lives with, he decided to take up the sport of handcycling. The 40-year-old recalls the day he took a friend's bike out for a test ride.
I rode maybe 2 or 3 kilometers from home, and then, on one sharp turn, I landed on the ground, scraping one side of my body. My forearm was cut and bleeding, but right there and then I thought to myself, yes, this is the new sport for me. This is the start of something really exciting. Later, I rang my brother and I told him that I wanted a handbike, so that I could begin a new career in the sport of handcycling.
By the end of 2010, Rafal had begun to compete in professional handcycling events. The following year, the Pole recorded 2 top 10 finishes at the World Championships, and he began to set his sights on the 2012 London Paralympics. At London 2012, Rafal completed a superb double. He won gold in the individual H3 time trial and followed that up by winning the road race event.
I dedicated my success in London to my late father. I'd promised him that I would be the best one day, and here I was with 2 gold medals on the world's biggest stage.
Since 2012, Rafal has gone from strength to strength, repeating his double gold at the 2013 and 2015 World Championships. His success hasn't gone unnoticed at his old Speedway club in Rzeszów either. When Polish professional road cyclist Sylwia Kapusta-Szutwak set up a cycling group for the club, there was only one man she wanted to be involved.
We thought, wait, what about Rafal Wilk? Rafal used to compete for Rzeszów Speedway team, and he's now an amazing sportsman and one of the best in the world. So, we contacted him and discussed the idea. He was really enthusiastic about it. Everyone at the club was excited too, from the youngest to the oldest. It's great that Rafal has come home, so to speak, and share his knowledge of cycling and sport in general with us. He's a real inspiration to us all.
Not only is Rafal inspiring the next generation to get involved in sport, he's also a lecturer in the Faculty of Physical Education at the University of Rzeszów. His captivating and often humorous lectures refer to his experiences as both an able-bodied and disabled sportsman.
I tell my students that I am more active than they are. Often, I let them have a go on the wheelchair to see if they can make it up the ramp into the lecture hall. It's only 30 or 40 centimetres high, but no one in 3 years has managed to make it to the top. But seriously, my main message is to let them know how one incident can change the course of your life in a fraction of a second.
With an unbeaten record in 2015, Rafal Wilk will be hoping to repeat his golden double at next year's Paralympic Games in Rio.
This year, my son has won everything that there is to win. So let's hope that when he goes to Rio, he will also win another 2 gold medals. I count on him, and I am so proud of him. He has achieved a lot, and he is a great man.
Whenever someone challenges me, I always prove that, even though I'm in a wheelchair, there are no barriers that I can't overcome. Obstacles exist only in people's minds. If we manage to overcome them, then we're able to achieve anything. Most people don't truly appreciate what kind of power lies within us.